Welcome to Newton Athletic Park in Surrey, BC, on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territories of the Coast Salish peoples. You're watching the Junior British Columbia Ultimate Championships. This live stream is presented by Vancouver Ultimate. And like I said, you're watching the BCUC live stream presented by Vancouver Ultimate. Being joined by Justin Luna. My name is Jigaraj Longley. Thank you so much for spending your Sunday morning with us. Justin, we have the women's quarterfinal upon us as Nitro will take on Vortex. Should be an interesting game between these two teams.
Yeah, Vortex is a historic program. We saw them compete in finals, I believe, at the Misfit Cup, where they were playing against Dino in the Misfit Cup. In the semifinals, where I believe they placed third or fourth, and then we have Nitro, which is Dino's B team, who are fighting for a spot to get into the semifinals here today. Both very historic programs at this point. Nitro having a very excellent season last year, and Vortex looking to take it over again.
So a bit of a fun Vancouver versus Surrey battle. Not only is it for team supremacy, but for city supremacy as well. We often, especially with these teams being in high school, during high schools, there's often heated debates, and I tell you this because I'm about 3 years removed from high school. There's heated debates sometimes of, hey, Vancouver's the better city. No, Surrey is the better city. So this game could really help settle that debate down a bit.
Yeah, Vancouver, Surrey. I'm from Richmond myself, so I'm going to be a bit of a homer here. But I do think that Vortex has a little bit more of the upside here. They have a bit more veteran leadership, a bit more historical dominance. And just being an A team just sort of has that chip on your shoulder. Being the B team sort of gives you that underdog mentality. But obviously, being that underdog makes you fight a bit more, makes you fight a bit harder. And if the game does go your way, it's very easy to just take it all the way.
Yeah, so it looks like we are pretty much set to get underway. And there is the pull. As we are now off and underway, Nitro will take the disc up here as it... my apologies, it's Vortex that's taking the disc up. Got the colors confused. So now Vortex will have it. They'll throw it to the forehand and almost a caught disc there. And a great effort by Dana Van Ooyen. So we see the support even from the sidelines as well. The teams standing together here are both teams. As you see, Nitro gains possession off of the turnover. A bit of a pivot. As the drop pass is complete, and this one is set back here by Haley Zapata, and this one's now thrown out of bounds. What are you seeing early on here, Justin?
We see a lot of the Vortex handler defense really clamping up on the Nitro handlers, making it really hard for them to get the disc back. And we see excellent handler defense there by number 3 on Vortex, or by, number 2 on Nitro, locking up number 3. Making it really hard, forcing the handlers to throw upfield at high stall counts.
Very much. So now we'll have the play continuing on here as Nitro's looking to move the disc back down to the other end. A long huck there thrown, and the overhead throw is incomplete. Vortex will take the disc.
Definitely wishes she could have that one back.
Jessica Tran trying to complete the pass again. A couple of dropped throws here earlier on. And we often talk about the first score in a game is often the tone setter, and both these teams have yet to find that here. As you see, Nitro completes the lateral pass out to the near side. And they're looking to move the disc back down, and we'll see what it's called here as we see the coaches. I'm looking to see if we have any observers for this matchup, but it doesn't seem to be the case. So often do remember that Ultimate is a self-officiated game. So Nitro will bring this one forward. It's Lauren Ma. She's being watched closely and marked closely here as Ma has to get a pass away, and she does. She gets it out here to the far side. As Nitro still moving the disc away. The markers counting it down. A lateral pass to the near side is complete. What a two-handed catch. The clap catch there by Angelica Hui, or Angie Hui. She'll throw it forward, and that's unable to be caught by Angela Chan. We have a turnover. Here's Jessica Chan controlling it now for Vortex. She gets the pass through to Dana Van Ooyen. Van Ooyen, great catch there by Avneet Dhaliwal. She gets the pass through. A drop pass now to Dana Van Ooyen, and that's incomplete.
I would love to see both teams just conserve the disc a little bit more, be a little bit more safe with it. Especially this force point, as you said, Jag, sets the tone, sets the tempo. whoever scores this first point, if Nitro gets this first break, it really puts Vortex on the back foot, and they would need to claw back in to even get a chance to win this game.
So the forehand throw, and again, that's incomplete. Great defense there by Amira Atkinson. Justin, could you believe that perhaps nerves are playing a part into the start? But what a catch there on the hook. Long catch down to the end zone. It is caught. And just as I was saying, the first score of the game goes to the Vortex, as I believe Amira Atkinson was the one who caught the completion.
Yeah, I definitely believe that nerves could play a role in this game. For a lot of these players, it could be their first or even second time being streamed. They know that the fans at home are watching. They got a lot of family watching, maybe for the first time. It is on their home turf, so maybe they're bringing them out for a nice sunny weekend. There's a lot of things going on at play here.
Hey, I was told that this is also being an audio broadcast of this is being heard throughout the park here at Newton Athletic Park as well. So safe to say a lot of people are listening in as well as watching our contest here today. So the first score of the game goes to the Vortex as Amira Atkinson was able to get the completion out of Semiahmoo High School here in Surrey. And for the Vortex, up 1-0. We often say that the first score of the game is the tone setter. Very much could be the case here for the Vortex.
Yeah, we see the Nitro coaching squad making some adjustments for their D-line here, hopefully trying to see if they can punch in another break or at least utilize that disc a bit more. We do want to see them conserve the disc a bit more. They did have a lot of short field opportunities, maybe just getting into an end zone a bit quicker or just having their cutters set up a bit faster. But we just do want to see a bit more action from the Nitro D-line on offense there.
Our first matchup of the day was the open quarterfinal, and with that, wind and the heat didn't really play a factor because it was so early in the morning. But as the day continues to go on, the weather could very much play a factor, as there you see the pole. And now Nitro will take over of the disc. Maria Darwoon gets the pass through now to the far side as Darwoon plays a bit of a give and go, goes to the left side on the backhand. That's caught. A one-hand catch is complete to the end zone. They score. And a quick moving possession here for Nitro as they're able to tie this one at 1.
Nitro was able to find the shots really easily through that cup. They were able to find their mids just past the mid space there. We do see the replay here.
Right to the end zone, the one-handed throw, and what a camera shot right there as well as the throw is complete. Great camera work there by our crew of Trick Shot as Nitro is able to tie the game at 1, Justin.
While Vortex was able to get that first point, Nitro was able to break through quite fast with no turnovers. While the first point does set the tone here, it seems like Nitro is about to take a little bit of an advantage here mentally, just knowing that they got that first point off way faster.
Yeah, and the time between the points as well, it does pay dividends often for both of these teams. So we'll just have to see how both teams decide, but this gives us now a chance to let you know that VC Ultimate is Vancouver's ultimate preferred apparel provider. VC Ultimate has been producing the world's best ultimate apparel since 1988 locally in Canada, featuring recycled materials and gender-free fits. VC puts quality and community first. Find high-quality apparel, discs, and accessories for yourself or equip your team with custom gear at vcultimate.com. It's 1-1 here between Nitro and the Vortex. This is the women's quarterfinal, second matchup of the day here at the Newton Athletic Park.
Go ahead.
So with the start to this matchup and the way that it's gone, Justin, both teams gaining their own signs of momentum here. What sort of a matchup are you expecting, especially for the rest of this first half here?
I'm expecting a lot of grindy D points from this Vortex squad, even though they did get broken that first, or they did get that cup broken quite quickly. Vortex is known for just grinding out on defense, making every single person's on the field life hard, and making sure that every single O-line has to work here.
And there's the pull as Nitro will now take the disc, and they'll look to get it downfield. Lateral pass is completed and ends up now here to the far side as almost an interception, but it's caught back. The drop pass is complete. The forehand, one-hander, a backhand now near the end zone. It's caught. One step taken as Nitro's right on the end zone. The drop pass complete And we have a score. Nitro's now up 2-1. Or Vortex, I should say. Quick, rapid-fire possession here for Vortex as they're able to send it right to the end zone, and they're up 2-1.
And that flick blade you saw on the far sideline, to the closer to the camera here, really opened up the field for Vortex. They were able to get that space away from the cup, and they were able to just break it past right away. That's what we want to see out of this. When you get faced with a zone, you want to break through that cup really fast, and before the cup is able to set back up, use your numbers to your advantage and punch it through before they have a time to set up, able to get quick scores if everyone's streaking downfield looking for an open pass.
Well, we talked about the tone and what sort of tone that the rest of this matchup may have after it opened up 1-1, but Vortex is making wasting no time here, Justin, with their downfield movement. Just that's what's called team chemistry. When you've played with someone for as long as maybe these teams have, the chemistry is no question there.
Yeah, as a coach myself, you do want to kind of keep the people from the same school together. They've been building that chemistry for years through the school season and through their club seasons together. It's just sort of those intangibles that you can't really coach when 2 players or 3 players have that chemistry together.
Talked about this in our first game as well, but high school ultimate is very popular, especially I'm from South Vancouver, so it's very popular in the South Vancouver community as well. Going to David Thompson Secondary, I've heard lots about our ultimate team and how successful they were and how much of the ultimate sport has grown, especially in the South Vancouver high schools areas.
Yeah, I'm from Point Grey Secondary myself, so a bit of a West Side school. I played against David Thompson a lot. Known for having their DT4 back in my day, 4 deadly players, and then a couple girls that were also just as good as them. They gave Point Grey and every single other Vancouver school a lot of work and a lot of trouble.
And so the pull is complete here as Nitro will get to offense as the disc is now with Sai Tangunen. And she drops it forward. A bit of a backhanded give and go here for Nitro as they're looking to move the disc, but Vortex is playing defense pretty well. Amira Atkinson drops it back as it's now here with Sai Tangunen once again. And she'll have it up, looking for options, looking for room to work with. A bit of an overhand throw, somehow complete. It's caught as Nitro is able to keep it going.
You see Vortex putting on a little bit of a diamond zone here. This diamond zone is meant to force a lot of passes out of this Nitro squad. You're just really hoping for them to make a mistake. It is hot. The sun is going to get to you. And 2 minutes, 3 minutes into the same point, if you just keep throwing passes, you're bound to mess one up. But Nitro is doing an excellent job conserving the disc, making smart, easy passes, and just taking control of this Vortex zone.
Kiera Lee has this one. She'll try and send it forward. It's caught. And now going right down the middle. Great pass sent through to Emily Liu. As Liu will have this one. Goes to the forehand. Trying to get a pass through instead. Drops it here to Maria Darwoon. Darwoon, her pass is incomplete. So taking over now will be Vortex. And as you mentioned, Justin, that sometimes this sport of ultimate, you have to be a quick thinking athlete. You have to make quick decisions. And that's one of the reasons why teams find success is their ability to make quick decisions.
Yeah, especially as these points go on, you need to be able to catch the disc, and an unfortunate turnover by the Vortex squad. But you need to be able to catch the disc and find your open players right away, knowing what their options are, knowing what the routes are, and being able to just hit them and recognize whether or not they're open.
Turnover from Vortex there. Nitro will get the disc off the break. Forehand throw, beautiful throw. It ends up forward here with Nitro's number 10, Addie Huey. Huey has this one. She'll try to throw a forehand and unable to get there was Eleni Kleckner. It's incomplete.
And now we see this Nitro O-line having to work to get the disc back again. Much like the first one where Vortex had to scramble a bit to get the disc back to get a hold, this Nitro D-line, or this Nitro O-line has to work a bit harder here just to get the disc back.
Great catch there by Vortex's number 19, Amira Atkinson, who had the game's opening score for Vortex. She'll throw a lateral pass down the right side. There's a long huck sent down the other way, and it's caught. Vortex is able to catch it from Aisha Ketchinson. Now here to the end zone, and it's incomplete. A great defensive play there by Nitro. And the fans here in the crowd showing their support for the girls in blue. That one is caught right near the sideline. As you saw there, Nitro's number 41, Eleni Kleckner, able to complete the pass. It's sent to Maria Darwoon to the right side. Darwoon's able to get a forehand pass through with her left hand. Alexis Shen has this one. She'll drop it now. Lateral pass sent through to the far side. Adelie Hoy picks it up. Great pass sent forward here as Nitro is looking to push the disc. Here's Natalie Leung. Leung sends it forward to Maria Darwoon, now to the end zone, and that's incomplete.
Great movement by that Nitro O-line. They're able to find the spaces here. Vortex does have the disc back on O again here. I would love to see them utilize Atkinson a bit more. She seems to be a very big deep threat, great hands, and just a bit of a size matchup against this Nitro squad, who's a little bit smaller, a little bit shorter. And Atkinson, I think just has the height and the athleticism to just overpower her. Check.
So we'll see now Vortex take over. Nitro had a pretty dangerous chance to tie up this game, but unfortunately a turnover at the end zone, and it's going back the other way. The Vortex now has it at their own end zone. They'll try to send a pass forward, and it's knocked down. The turnover here forced by Nitro is going to waste no time. A pass to the end zone. It's caught. A give and go here is complete as the pass from Alexis Shen finds the end zone, and this one is tied at 2.
The pass just a little bit behind the Vortex player there, and Nitro was able to punch it in for a quick score. Those are those fast break moments that you're looking for as a coaching staff and as a team. You're able to get a short field turn. You want your closest player to pick it up and just punch it into the end zone to a streaking player downfield.
A much more even contest here in our second game of the day, as Nitro and Vortex are putting on a great show for our crowd here. And some of the athletes who are also participating in today's festivities are also seated here at the seating area, maybe taking in the shade.
Yeah, it is a hot day today. As the temperature starts picking up, athletes are crowding to the shade. Coaches especially are telling their athletes to get shade. It is these small things that make a big difference as the day goes on. Every team is going to have 2 or 3 or even 4 games today. So just trying to stay out of the sun as long as you can, trying to stay cool and hydrate is really important for all these athletes here. We do see a bit of a home squad as well here, right in front of the commentating booth. We see the Prime program who are backing the Nitro squad here. We see the Nitro men's team and the Prime men's team here supporting their Nitro women's team. And we see a couple of the Vortex boys over there supporting their Vortex girls.
Friction Gloves are passionate about Ultimate and providing players with the gears they need to play their best. Their gloves are designed to improve your throws and catches no matter the weather conditions. Get Friction Gloves to improve your game at frictiongloves.com. So we'll see the pull, and now Vortex will take over here as it's into the hands of Michelle Ortiz. Now to the near side, Sofia Segismundo picks it up. Segismundo drops this one back. The forehand, or the backhand throw rather, is complete as Vortex is moving the disc in rapid fire succession. Maya Hartmans picks it up. She'll drop it back as it's now back here into the hands of Sofia Segismundo. It's crazy how fast we can get from one side of the field to the other side. A great catch here, now to the end zone. And that's a near pass. It's sent through here for Thea High Warden. Vortex will drop this one back. Michelle Ortiz has it. She'll move it forward. A chance now to the end zone, and that one is incomplete. Dangerous chance for Vortex, but the Nitro is able to force the turnover. So we will see Nitro take over here from their own end zone. Long huck being thrown down the other way, and that's incomplete. Both teams going for it there rather, Justin, but both just coming up real short.
Yeah, we do see a new Vortex player on the O-line right now, number 21, that is Sofia Segismundo. She was a very crucial player for Vortex during the Misfit Cup, and I'm not sure why I didn't see her for the first 3 or 4 points. Maybe she was in the washroom or getting taped up, but she was a very crucial player for this Vortex O-line here. Glad to see her back on the field and glad to see her able to dice up cups and zones as she did at Misfit Cup.
And so we'll see the play resume not from the turnover location, but rather right from the end zone. Perhaps something that the two teams had decided.
Seems that there was a foul called by that Nitro player. And I believe I just heard the Vortex player say stall one, so maybe an uncontested foul there. So the disc does go back into Nitro hands.
So we will see Nitro take up the disc from their own end zone. A bit of a dangerous count there, and Nitro is able to complete the throw. I think they were feeling the pressure there with the stall count coming down to its end.
I think there is a call on the field there. The Nitro player saying she did get both hands under it, and the Vortex player believing that she
touched the ground.
Touched the ground, yeah.
So Nitro will have the disc here. Both players are trying to say, I'm right, no, I'm right. And now we'll see what's decided. I think they come to a resolution, and Nitro will bring the disc up.
Yeah, Vortex player uncontested it, did say it was up, so back into Nitro hands, back at stall 0.
Yeah, Lauren Ma has this. She sends it to Daniel Domingo as the disc is now with Lauren Ma. She's being marked up closely there by Amira Atkinson. The throw is complete. And now a huck to the end zone. Here's a chance, and incomplete as Angie Huey couldn't get back in time.
We'd love to see a bit more love on that huck, flatten it out a bit. Just give a chance for the...
Segismundo down the other way. Incomplete. Wow, these teams are going for it early on here, Justin. It's a 2-2 game, but they're wasting no time in trying to complete long huck passes.
Yeah, both teams are opening up the shoulders here, trying to throw the long bomb, especially as the long point goes on. They want to end it quick, but both teams do need to play a bit more conservative here as those long passes do go, or as those long points do go on. It's a lot harder for their deep receivers to get the disc as they're tired.
Angie Huey has this one. She'll send it forward. It ends up now at the near sideline, and it's caught. The layout is complete as Nitro is able to keep their possession going. And now Emily Liu has it. She'll drop it back to Sage Millen. Millen has it. She's being watched closely by her marker. This disc is caught here by Daniel Domingo. Domingo has this one. She'll throw it in here now to the end zone. The one-hand catch is complete. The score is complete. And Nitro's up 3-2, but no. It's being contested here, as I can see.
I believe the Vortex player thinks that the Nitro player had a foot on the line here. Couldn't really see it from the commentating booth. I did look pretty close here.
We'll see if we can get a replay on it, perhaps, but from our perspective here, there wasn't anything that didn't warrant that to be a score. Let's take a look at the replay right here. As you'll see the throw. Oh, that could be close. Here, this is a better angle of it.
I think it was in.
I think it was in. I think when she caught it, at least both her feet were in the air and not touching the line.
Now, if the players on the field could see what the commentating booth sees, I think they would both come to the resolution that it was in, but they just don't have the luxury of seeing in the past.
And maybe that's something the city of Surrey would like to invest in, a big screen here at Newton Athletic Park.
Fun fact about that is in the World Championships here, there is actually a big screen that the players can look at, and anytime there is a hotly contested call, all 14 players looked straight to the screen.
Wow.
And they would just wait. They would just wait for the replay.
Well, there's something you don't see every day. So it looks like that was not a score by Nitro. They'll replay it, and there to the end zone. That one will count as Nitro capitalizes, and we have a score. It's 3-2. I think that score will go here to Nitro's number 15, Adelie Hoy.
And that is the first break of the game, so now Nitro does have the advantage here. They now are very confidently in the lead, and they have all the momentum going for them, especially after that last cut. A little bit of a shimmy, got the defender falling down a bit, and just a free pass.
Yeah, the clap catch is complete, so Nitro is now up 3-2, which gives us a chance to tell you that the London Pub is Main Street's best venue for sports, bar, games, and gathering with your team. See their menu and location at londonpubvan.com. And so now we'll see the pull here from one end of the field to the other end. And well, Justin, we talked about it. The weather is only going to continue to get warmer and warmer as the game goes on. the games go on here today. And not only that, the action on the field is going to get hotter and hotter as we're going to go into the semifinals and ultimately our finals at the end of the day.
Yeah, the weather's definitely going to start playing a toll on these players. You need to see the hats on the heads, making sure everybody stays nice and cool.
And the umbrellas.
And the umbrellas.
We have a tent being set up here at the near side as well. To our left, to the left side of our broadcast location. Just looking to help their players any way they can. So you see both coaches talking to both teams. Now, Justin, if you are the coach of Vortex, what are you telling your team?
Honestly, Vortex was doing an excellent job breaking the zone. It was just a couple execution errors there. Nothing wrong systematically, nothing wrong with the choices. It's just catching and throwing the frisbee at that point. And we just got to see a little bit better of an execution, a little bit more focus, asking them to dial it in. If I'm the Nitro coaching staff here, I'm just telling them to do the exact same thing again. Focusing on defense first, making each throw tough, pressuring each throw, and then when you're on a turn, playing nice, calm offense and punching it in the first time.
So we'll see the pull here as the Nitro coaching staff gives out their last instructions here after the point. 3-2 here for Nitro if you've just joined us. This is the women's quarterfinal at the 2025 BC Ultimate Championships. As you'll see the pull, and Vortex will receive. And that one went right through the legs. As the disc now comes out of the near side, almost a misplayed disc as Dana Van Owen is able to get possession. And she'll now look perhaps for a swing out to the far side, but Van Owen is at the near sideline. She'll drop it back. Here is Sofia Segismundo. She'll try to get the pass through, but it's sent down as Danielle Chu is able to force the turnover. So now it's back here with Nitro. They'll go right to the end zone. A long hook is complete. What a catch with one hand by Sammy Lamb. She is right near the end zone now as Lamb. And that was all for naught as Lamb is contesting it. She says a foul was called by the hand, and yes, she will get it. So Sammy Lamb will pick this one up, goes to the backhand, and this is incomplete. It's caught. The turnover here as Vortex will gain possession.
And we're seeing the Nitro Cup being put on. We see a little bit of a 3-3-1. Definitely want to see the Vortex players just chiseling through.
Oh, the drop pass is incomplete as they tried to go low there, but couldn't get past two of the Nitro players. So now Nitro will get the disc back. Maya Chong sends this to her right to Emma Jang. Back to Chong. A bit of give and go there as Chong sends it right to the end zone, and that's caught. We have a score as Danielle Chu, after forcing the turnover, is able to get the score, and Nitro's up 4-2.
Vortex looks a little bit lost out there. They seem a little bit to be playing a little more frantic than they usually do.
Yeah, as we'll take a look at the replay right here at the end zone. A beautiful two-handed catch as Danielle Chu is able to get the score there. And now Nitro is up 4-2. Justin, it seemed like a pretty shaky start for Nitro after Vortex really looked like they were moving the disc well, but Nitro tied the game at 1, and upon that, they are now up 4-2.
And I believe Vortex just called a timeout here, hoping to recuperate their O-line here. I do want to give props to the Nitro Cup. They are making it really difficult for the Vortex handlers to be able to punch it through the cup, even able to swing it around. Every single time they stay on this hot turf, especially in the sun, they're breathing hard, they're not able to get water. It just builds along the game.
Oh, very much. No, I am in full agreement with you there. And as for during this timeout, it gives us a chance to tell you that VC Ultimate is Vancouver Ultimate's preferred apparel provider. VC Ultimate has been producing the world's best ultimate apparel since 1998, locally in Canada. Featuring recycled materials and gender-free fits, VC puts quality and community first. Find high-quality apparel, discs, and accessories for yourself or equip your team with custom gear at vcultimate.com. And so if you are in the Nitro huddle at this point, obviously the timeout is called by Vortex, but Justin, if you're in the Nitro huddle at this point, what are you telling, as coaches, what are you telling your team?
Ooh, I mean, I love to be in these positions here. You have the advantage, you have the lead, you seem to have the other team on the back foot. At this point, you just keep telling your team to keep doing what they're doing. Apply a bit more pressure, but don't do anything too drastic. You want to force the other teams to make the adjustment, and you do not want to make the adjustment yourself.
Yeah, very much. I think I wouldn't disagree with you on that one there. You want the team to adjust to your style of play, not having to adjust to the other team's style of play. As with Vortex this timeout, obviously teams get 90-second timeouts. They get one timeout per half per team, I should say, for this tournament and at this level of Ultimate. So Nitro will look to pick right back where they left off prior to the timeout, as they currently hold on to a 4-2 lead. And it's been a very competitive game up until this point between both of these teams. So with that, you'll see the Nitro team get a chance to re-energize and refresh. Obviously, that helps when you have such a supportive group around you as well. We saw the open Nitro team here sitting in the crowd at a certain point, and they were supporting the girls team out there. And we see a lot of the teams. We see Helios out here as well, the open team for Helios. They're, after a big win last game, they're in the crowd enjoying this one.
We see a couple personnel changes on this Vortex coaching squad. We don't see Segismundo on the line. This might be the Vortex D1 line, hoping to just revitalize, maybe being able to just give the players on Vortex a fresh look and maybe to confuse the Nitro D-line a bit. We'll see if Nitro continues to put on that cup that was been so effective throughout the game. And I believe if Nitro is able to get another break here, get another defensive point, make it really difficult, it's a very large uphill battle for this Vortex squad.
Very much. But we've seen a lot of Ultimate games being made interesting before. Despite having big leads, teams have made comebacks even at the highest level here at the Canadian Ultimate Championships at the national stage. So when we say that it's never over till it's over, that is no lies being told. Anything can happen in this game.
Yeah, one of the biggest comebacks I have not personally witnessed but have heard about was in the Junior National Finals, and I believe 2015, the Toronto A team was up against the BC A team, and they were leading 8-1. BC was leading 8-1 at half against the Toronto A team, and then they lost the game, I believe, 15-13. So anything is possible. If Toronto can come back 8-1, surely Vortex can close a 2-gap lead and make the game interesting here.
Yeah, very much. So we will see Nitro throw the pull here, as it is thrown by Adelie Hoy. So she'll throw it down. It's caught back here by Haley Zapata. Zapata gets it back. She'll throw it now to the near side. Madison Pancho has it. Pancho will drop it back to Zapata. Zapata throws it to the forehand. Madison Pancho picks it off. It's a turnover here forced by Nitro, as picking it up will be Madison Pancho. And she is unable to get the pass through, as Addie Huey, or check that, that's Lauren Ma for Nitro, who is unable to complete the catch. Vortex gets it back, and they'll send it down the other way. It's now here into the hands of Jessica Tran. Tran throws it forward here, and that is caught. That pass is caught. They'll throw the huck down the other way, and that's going to be incomplete, as Vortex tried to get the pass through out to the far side, but just unable to complete.
Yeah, the wind might be playing a bit of a factor here. I don't know if the stream can see the trees, but the wind does seem to be gusting a little bit. It does affect the throws quite heavily. It appears that there is a little bit of a crosswind, so the wind is pushing from the far side of the field closer to the camera, just sort of affecting throws, especially on that far sideline. Throws are going to pop up a little bit, and they're going to just be a little bit harder to catch.
And so we shall see, as Nitro's able to complete the throw through that is Sammy Lamb. Lamb gets it back. It's now here in the hands of Lauren Ma. Ma throws it out, now out to the near side. The backhand throw is complete. It ends up with Angela Chen. Chen has it. She'll complete a drop pass to Emma Jang. Or check that is Angie Huey. Huey gets it out to Sammy Lam to the end zone. They score. As Lam is able to get the pass through, finds Emma Jang in the end zone. And the Nitro are up 5-2.
Yeah, we see excellent space usage by this Nitro squad. They had it on the far sideline there, and then one big pass to force it to the other sideline. And then we just have loads of space for the Nitro Cutters, who just made that score right there you see on the screen.
Yeah, as you saw in the replay there. And so for Nitro, Justin, they're continuing to build up on their lead, and they're doing it the efficient way, moving the disc real quickly, as we saw once again Emma Jang receive a pass from Sammy Lam to the end zone, and Jang was able to make it 5-2.
Yeah, we're seeing very efficient points out of this Nitro D-line here. Being able to just put the other team's O-line onto the field and then sort of demoralize them really takes away the game. And I think Vortex has to make some no longer minor adjustments, but find something that will work. Maybe different personnel changes, maybe changing up their cutting patterns a little bit. We are seeing just a little bit of a too recklessness or carelessness with the disc right now.
And very much. That gives us a chance to tell you about Friction Gloves. Friction Gloves are passionate about Ultimate and providing players with the gear they need to play their best. Their gloves are designed to improve your throws and catches no matter the weather conditions. Get Friction Gloves to improve your game at frictiongloves.com. So we got chants going on here in the crowd. Interesting chants, to say the least.
I only heard the chant go off once, and then I guess they kind of
shied away from it.
Got a little bit embarrassed.
Oh, I guess so. So we'll see Nitro throw the pull here as they're calling for Vortex if they are ready, and Vortex seems to be ready. Here is the pull. It ends up back here at center field and picked up by Vortex, as Vortex is going to look to move the disc. Avneet Thaliwal has this one. Thaliwal looks for the drop pass. It ends up now back here to the near side and collected by Amira Atkinson. Atkinson drops this one back. It ends up now here at the far side, back out to Atkinson, who picks it up, but just unfortunately drops it down. So Nitro will take over here. Adelie Hoy. Here is Maya Chong, actually. Chong goes to the backhand, and that goes incomplete.
Rejected by Atkinson, just putting the foot out, absolutely stuffing that throw, getting the disc back for her team.
And so able to get it back is Amira Atkinson, as Vortex will move a swing. They get the swing through. Avneet Thaliwal goes for the long huck. It gets complete. It is complete. The high Warden picks it up now to the end zone, and that is incomplete as Aisha Ketchinson was unable to get there in time. Ketchinson out of West Vancouver High School.
Yeah, you just love to see a bit more calmness with the disc there. The player was wide open in the end zone. If you just took a little bit more time, take a breath, I'm sure they have the practice and the reps to complete that throw. And a little bit of a bobble, but a catch by the Nitro player there.
Yeah, as Nitro will look to move the disc back down, and they are unable to catch that one through, as I believe unable to catch that one was number 19, Alexis Shen out of Moss Crop Secondary. So it's another chance to the end zone, and it's caught by Atkinson. Amira Atkinson of Semiahmoo Secondary is able to get her second score of the game, and Vortex is able to get one back.
Atkinson making sure she was confirming that catch there after that. A little bit of an unfortunate drop earlier in the point. Tracked that disc down, made sure she caught it with both hands there, and made sure she secured the point for her team.
So as we will see both teams now come together, it's a 5-3 game here as Nitro is up on Vortex 5-3, and this gives us a chance to tell you about the London Pub. The London Pub is Main Street's best venue for sports, bar games, and gathering with your team. See their menu and location at londonpubvan.com. So with this score being as close as it is, Justin, now obviously a 5-3 game, it still is up for grabs.
Yeah, there is a lot of games still left to be played here. While Nitro does have a bit of a lead, anything can happen. If the Nitro players start getting a little bit tired towards the end of the game and the Vortex players have a little bit more energy, they can easily take this game and take the momentum back here.
So we shall see Vortex talking things over with their coaching staff, and Nitro is doing the same as well. In games such as this, the coaching staff has perhaps a little bit more to say during these huddles after a score, and with that, obviously more strategy, and the way a team paces themselves comes into play. And I see on the far side of the field we have a pretty close game there as well. It's 5-2.
Yeah, I would imagine these women's teams are a little bit more tired than the boys. They did play an extra game yesterday, and it was quite hot. So they are definitely feeling the effects of just the heat over the weekend on the hot turf. Nitro did go 3-1 yesterday, losing only to Canyon, who were the Misfit Cup champions. And Vortex went 2-2, losing to Dino and Dusk.
All right, so we are off and underway once again as Alexis Shen had that one. Shen gets this one back at the right side, and she'll look for a throw as the marker continues the count. It's dropped back here to Maria Darwoon. Darwoon gets it back to Shen, as here's Maria Darwoon. She'll drop the pass back to the near side. Alexis Shen picks it up back to Darwoon. We see a two-player strategy there between Shen and Darwoon. Overhand left-hand catch is complete here as Addie Huey was able to pick it up. The pass sent forward, and it's blocked down. Great block by Maya Hartmans out of Queen Elizabeth Secondary School. So I believe we shall see Vortex take over here as the long huck back down to the other end, and it's caught. The two-handed catch is complete to the end zone. They score. Nevis Saunders out of Walnut Grove is able to get to the end zone, and Vortex is back within one.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Segismundo show. You can see her throwing bomb hucks, and apparently you can see her going deep as well.
Yeah, all the credit in the world to Sofia Segismundo as she's able to find Nevis Saunders there to the end zone. And just like that, I mean, incredible passing by this Vortex team, Justin.
Yeah, it seems that this Vortex squad finally is starting to find the rhythm, being the Vortex squad I saw in Misfit Cup. Interesting to see if they're going to roll lines a bit more, or keep that line that just got a very quick break on, but it does seem that they are going to be changing up personnel a tiny bit here.
Yeah, so the coaching staff will all adjust as they see fit, and this gives us a chance to tell you about VC Ultimate. VC Ultimate is Vancouver Ultimate's preferred apparel provider. VC Ultimate has been producing the world's best ultimate apparel since 1998, locally in Canada. Featuring recycled materials and gender-free fits, VC puts quality and community first. Find high-quality apparel, discs, and accessories for yourself, or equip your team with custom gear at vcultimate.com. Well, as we can see, Justin, Nitro is standing and they're ready to go. While we see the coaching staff for Vortex, the coach rather talk a bit more to their team.
Yeah, the Vortex coaching staff, coached by Jacob Leahy, Ace Basola, and I believe Diane Tolentino. All excellent players and excellent coaches in their own right, coming together to bring home a gold medal for the city of Surrey.
So Nitro will receive the disc here off of the pole, and as Alexis Shen will pick it up, it's now back with Maria Darwoon. We saw Darwoon and Shen have a great connection on the last sequence. Shen drops it back to Darwoon. Maria Darwoon goes for a forehand throw. It's complete. She'll drop it to Kira Lee. Lee gets this one back. Lee got the pass through to, I believe that was Eleni Kleckner. And now it's picked up here by Kiera Lee. Lee drops it back, but it's dropped here as the Nitro women were unable to get the disc back, so Vortex will take over.
A game of runs here. If Vortex punches this one in, we could easily see the momentum go back to the Vortex side. Even though they would still be...
Oh, just as you said, a turnover here forced. And Nitro gets it right back.
Maybe a bit of a commentator's curse there.
Emma Jang has this one for Nitro as the marker continues their count. Jang sends it forward here to Maria Darwoon. It's dropped back to Natalie Leung. Leung gets the pass to Eleni Kleckner. Kleckner gets it through to Maria Darwoon. Darwoon sends that one forward. Darwoon sends it forward to Kiera Lee. As Lee here, she has time to work with, but has to make an emergency drop pass. It gets through for Alexis Shen. Shen has it, and a quick flip of the disc to her right side. As you see, the Nitro women being forced to make quick passes, and they'll now go for the drop pass, which is complete. Maria Darwoon has it back. Vortex playing great defensive coverage here, not allowing Nitro to get to the other end of the floor. Leung has this one, or the field, I should say. Leung has it. Leung, again, quick drop pass. An emergency drop pass gets through for Alexis Shen. Now she'll drop it back, but it's turned over. Quick decisions, Justin. We talked about it to start the game, but Nitro just unable to get the disc out to the other end.
Yeah, it looked like Shen wanted to make a quick pass, but there's a travel call on her and maybe just disrupted her rhythm a tiny bit there.
Haley Zapata has it. Zapata now to Vortex's number 4 as it's to the end zone, and that's incomplete. Great hand there by Maria Darwoon out of Templeton Secondary.
Now, we've been saying Maria Darwoon's name a lot. She's been doing an excellent job being a quarterback for this Nitro O-line, getting almost every other disc here, keeping it very safe, and possession is staying in her hands.
So the disc is now sent forward. Dangerous pass on the sideline, and it gets through as the disc is back with Addie Huey. Huey will send that one forward. A long flip down the other way. It's intercepted. Naomi Kinsey is able to get the interception. Here is Haley Zapata. As Zapata tried to get the pass through, but I believe we had a turnover here. And I think, yes, it's going to go with Nitro. Or no, it's going to stay here with is it going to stay here with Vortex?
I think back to Nitro here.
Back to Nitro, yes, indeed. I think perhaps a foul was called. A backhanded throw, it's incomplete, but now it will go back to Vortex. Quick possessions.
These long points here, having a lot of turnovers. Players get tired, legs stop working a little bit less. Just got to keep grinding through.
Haley Zapata tries to send it forward. It's knocked down. Great hand there by Nitro's number 1, Natalie Leung, out of Vancouver Christian School. So we'll see Nitro's Maria Darwoon getting the disc back.
Nitro calls a timeout.
Yeah, it's a timeout here called by Nitro as Maria Darwoon is, we said it, she's the primary handler for Nitro so far, at least from our point of view. And I mean, you talked about it, Justin. We heard her name a lot, but for the right reasons here today as well. She's been very active with the disc.
Yeah, Darwoon's keeping it really secure, trying to getting the possession back for her team as well, and also just making sure the disc is being distributed across the field here.
Yeah, there you saw on a prior sequence just that excellent one-handed catch, which somehow got through for Nitro. It's hard to believe how they were able to get that one through.
Yeah, what seemed to be like a heavily favored Nitro game is all of a sudden turning tides for this Vortex squad. This long point here, while it does even out the score, does give a lot of momentum to whoever scores this point. It's these long points that really build momentum, knowing that your team just worked a bit harder to grind it out. Does momentum for the entire game.
And so Vortex talking things over on this Nitro call timeout. I see the Nitro coaching staff here still going to work, as we know the Nitro coaching staff, Josh Falk, Maiju Lee, Lauren Zenofung, and Steffi Mo are the Nitro coaching staff. And, of course, we talked about the Vortex staff. Chris Wakeland, Jacob Leahy, Diane Tolentino, and Asa Sola are the coaching staff for the Vortex. So, still a very close game as we continue seeing some of our replays here. And All with that, it's nice that we get to perhaps maybe continue on with our contests here, looking at the replays. What sort of a game are we expecting for the rest of this first half, at least? I mean, anything could still happen considering it's a one-score game. So upon the timeout, we'll see the play being resumed after the fact that this will now go, or the disc, I believe, is going to begin with Nitro, as they were the ones that called the timeout on the prior play. So we shall see Nitro begin with the disc, and we talked about it earlier, but it will be Maria Darwoon bringing it and sends a lateral pass through here for Eleni Kleckner. Kleckner back to Darwoon. Darwoon has this one at the right side, just elects for a bit of a smart, or she tried for the drop pass. The marker's counting it. Still counting it, but we have a stoppage of play here, as I think Vortex is contesting something that they saw. So Nitro will still stay up with possession here as the disc is thrown down the other way, but Alexis Shen is unable to complete the pass. So this is going to be picked up now by Vortex's Haley Zapata. Zapata goes for the backhand throw with the left hand. It's complete. Zapata gets the pass through. Here's Madison Pancho. Pancho dropped that one back to Haley Zapata. Back to Pancho near the end zone, as she'll still continue on with it. Now throws it in, and there's a score. As the pass is complete, I believe, by Madison Pancho. She's able to get it through. And just like that, we have ourselves a tie game with Vortex tying it up at 5.
Yeah, we have ourselves a ball game now. A tied up game. Vortex has the momentum. Let's see if Nitro can try to claw it back here. They do have a little bit of a issue with that Vortex Cup. See if they can do anything to make adjustments.
So I believe Manlin Taliwa was the one that completed the play there for Vortex out of Enver Creek Secondary. And just like that, we have ourselves a 5-5 game. It's been a very close game to this point. And hey, like you said, Justin, it's a ball game now. And so with this, Nitro will take over, as they will be the ones receiving the pull, but this gives us a chance to tell you about Friction Gloves. Friction Gloves are passionate about Ultimate and providing players with the gear they need to play their best. Their gloves are designed to improve your throws and catches no matter the weather conditions. Get Friction Gloves to improve your game at frictiongloves.com.
You see this Vortex line that's being put on right now. It seems to be their O-line, so they might be trying to fight for another break here. They do have the momentum with them, and I think they do have the wind with them too. The wind, it did shift a little bit. The wind going from right to left, meaning that they do have the wind at their backs, so discs that are going to be thrown by that Nitro squad are going to pop up a little bit. They're going to be a bit harder to catch, able to get a couple more players under it, make it a little bit more hotly contested, and when when Vortex is going to throw the disc, it's going to go a bit faster, sail a bit longer. So if they do have a couple faster players on this Vortex squad, which I believe they do, it might just be Vortex ball at that point.
So, well, as we can see, Vortex is all ready to go, and Nitro's still talking things over with their coaching staff. Now in that huddle, obviously, with Vortex tying this game up at 5, for Nitro, it's the biggest key right now is for them to not get nervous and not get those nerves. Even though they pretty much gave up the lead that they had, it's still anybody's game.
Yeah. I mean, Vortex did beat that Nitro squad at Misfit Cup, and I would say if they aren't able to hold this point, it would do really bad things for their mental, and it seems that Nitro might be calling something. Never mind.
And Darwoon plays that up to Sage Millen. Millen drops it back to Darwoon. Here's Alexis Shen. Shen gets it back. Her pass is through here to Sage Millen. Millen gets it back, sends it to Alexis Shen. Tried to go to the forehand. Shen instead goes lateral here and gets it through here to Maria Darwoon. Darwoon goes for a long hug pass, and that's through. It's caught here by the one hand of Addie Huey. Huey looks to find an opening. Huey goes to her left, sends it to Maria Darwoon. Darwoon gets the pass through for Sammy Lamb. Lamb is now looking for an open lane. As she gets the lateral pass, it ends up to her left to Alexis Shen. Shen now sends it forward. Here's Addy Huey. Huey looking for a bit of a pass to get it to the end zone. They're right there. Huey sends it to the end zone. It's caught. Sammy Lamb is able to score out of Burnaby North Secondary. And Vortex retakes, or check that, that's Nitro who takes the lead.
Nitro doing an excellent job, playing that disc a bit faster, not really letting that Vortex Cup set up at all. And then just calm and patient in front of the end zone. Those Nitro players were able to just isolate one player there, give her the entire space, and just let her cook at that point.
And you saw the reaction out of the team here near the sideline as well, who were absolutely thrilled with the fact that they were able to retake the lead once again. We talked about the mental standpoint. From a mental perspective, you gave up a lead, but you can't let that affect you, as it's still anybody's game. And I think definitely a confidence boosting sequence there for Nitro.
Yeah, I'm sure the Nitro coaches have a little bit of a sigh of relief there, able to just hold on to their lead, not really turn over that disc much, make it a really quick point. It's really good just to make sure that the other team members are confident that if their O-line can hold, then they'll see the field as well.
So I believe at this level of Junior Ultimate, I believe that once a team does reach 7 points, that is the halftime mark between two teams. In our last contest that we saw in the men's or the open quarterfinal, there was no halftime because the game was so there was such a difference between the two teams in terms of points. It was a 7-0 score, and they elected to forego the halftime.
Yeah, as a coach, like if you're down 7-0, you're on the heat, you're in the heat for a long time, maybe you just forego that half and try to get the game over a bit quicker, just getting ready for your next game there. But this is a tightly contested game, and whoever wins this game would go on to play, I believe, Dino, who would be a tall task for each of these teams here, but definitely winnable, definitely possible.
And I don't think Dino has played today, so they are well rested, to say the least. Enjoying the ACs of their cars before they're set to take the field at 1:30 local time.
Oh, to be in the AC right now. We do have a fan up here in the commentating booth, which is keeping me and Jag here nice and cool, but very thankful we are not on the turf right now.
Oh, very much. I see some of the players, I know it's for heat purposes, but some of them have cowboy hats on as well. Maybe they're in the festive mood, considering the Calgary Stampede just wraps up today out east in our neighbors of Alberta, Calgary.
And Alberta is hosting the Canadian Nationals, which all the teams are attempting to qualify here for. It'll be hosted in Edmonton, which has very nice fields and beautiful grass, which makes sure the heat doesn't affect us too much here.
Very much. So as we see play continuing on, Haley Zapata will go for a forehand. Great throw and a great catch there by Jessica Tran. As Tran goes forehand, and that is incomplete. So Nitro will take over here.
Just off the fingertips of that Vortex player there. They are going upwind, so those discs are going to pop up a little bit more.
Yeah, as we see, there's a long huck being thrown down the other way. It's caught. No, it's incomplete. It's a turnover. From our standpoint, it looked like that Sage Millen had made the catch, but that was all for naught.
Atkinson, quite the athlete, able to not just secure the D, but catch it as well.
Yeah, Ortiz was unable to complete that throw there, so we'll see a turnover here. As I see both Adelie Hoy as well as Vortex's Naomi Kinsey going near the disc. So we'll see right here as Nitro are looking to get the disc through, and they're able to get a forehand through that ends up with Sage Millen. Millen goes for the long huck down to the end zone. It's caught. Nitro's number 2, Lauren Ma, catches it, and Ma out of Burnaby North Secondary has given Nitro a 7-5 lead.
Excellent huck there, just into space, floating a bit to the break side, so only the offensive player can get it there, and an excellent catch by Ma to secure that point for Nitro.
So it is halftime now here at Surrey's Newton Athletic Park, as we see it's 7-5 score between Nitro and Vortex. Your thoughts on the game so far, Justin?
A lot of back and forth, a lot of momentum turning. Some teams, Nitro and Vortex, are Nitro and Vortex are throwing punches at each other, but it's never more of a back and forth game. It's more of like I'll score 2 points, and you score 2 points, and I'll score 2 points. We want to see these teams be able to just apply that pressure a bit more. And it seems that they are not going to have a half here. I think they're just going to go straight into the next point.
Well, during halftime, we would like to tell you about the summer day camps. Get your kids started in Ultimate with Vancouver Ultimate's summer day camps for ages 8 to 14. Day camps run weekly till the end of the month. Register now at VUL.ca. And Vancouver Ultimate is also launching a new league in Richmond. Play 5-on-5 Turf League Sunday nights in Richmond starting in September. Learn more at VUL.ca. That is the Richmond League that is starting up.
And if you ever do sign up for that league, you might see me there.
And there's a bonus. There's another reason why you should sign up for the league. Getting to see Justin at the Richmond League.
You might see me come out of retirement.
Oh.
Fresh out of a UBC season, lots of Frisbee, and it's fun just taking a break sometimes, but it always reels me back in.
Where is Ultimate played in Richmond? Which park?
Depends on the park, but usually it's played at the Miniru Turf. It's an excellent place. Every single day in the summer, you'll see some people throwing a Frisbee there. Richmond High, Hugh Boyd Turf as well. All great places to play. It's nice central locations with lots of amenities nearby.
I used to actually work out of Richmond. I used to broadcast games to the Richmond Sockeyes of the Pacific Junior Hockey League who play out of Miniru Arenas.
I always hear the hockey games. I always hear the big buses when I had to go study for school.
Yes.
Very late games too, right?
Yeah, this last season was my last season with the team, so I used to work out of there, and I will now no longer in Richmond, but hey, this league might just be a reason for anyone to come out and come to Richmond.
I guess the Richmond Sockeye, is that correct? Richmond Sockeye? I guess they lost a legend that day.
Oh, man, I appreciate it. So we'll see the pull being thrown here as Nitro will regain the disc. Here is Alexis Shen. Shen goes for a lateral pass, and to your point, Justin, no halftime taken by the teams. They're ready to continue on. Especially on a hot day like this, it's completely understandable why. Maria Darwoon throws that one forward, and the pass is incomplete. Natalie DeYoung unable to get her hands on that one. Vortex will take possession back. So we'll see Vortex start up with the disc here, as it is Naomi Kinsey. Kinsey goes a bit overhand, gets it through to Michelle Ortiz for Vortex. Ortiz now to the end zone, and that's caught. But it was caught at some point, but then bobbled out of bounds, and I think we're going to have a turnover here.
I see that that Nitro squad setting up in their usual prime cutting system, that 1-3, that 3-1, just focusing on isolating a single cutter, giving them acres of space to make a move, almost guaranteeing them the disc. You'll see all the prime coaches and prime system run this sort of 1-3-3-1, isolating a player, giving them the space, and highlighting their ability to get open.
So Nitro will take the disc here as they'll look for a pass, but that's intercepted as Dana Van Orn's able to pick it up. She'll throw it right down to the end zone, and then the break point is complete. Look at that celebration as well as Vortex. Oh, what a celebration indeed, as number 4 of the Vortex women is able to capitalize, and the break point goes to Vortex. They're back within 1.
Yeah, quick points. Like short field turnovers equal quick points, and Vortex proved exactly that. If you get the disc in their end zone and you're able to find a streaking player, why not put it up? Why not see if you can get a quick score?
And getting a break point as well while at it, Justin. It's now a 7-6 game here for Nitro, but I think a great start to the second half for Vortex.
Yeah, and the time is ticking down, so we're not going to get to the score cap, but we might have a universe point game here on our hands with only 8 minutes left in this game until, I believe, hard cap. We might see a next point wins type of game.
Yeah, very much. And a reminder that coming up next is our open semifinal, which begins at 12 o'clock local time here at the Newton Athletic Park. So be sure to stay tuned all day for lots of coverage for the 2025 BC Ultimate Championships. And, I got to say, it's my first time being a part of the tournament. Absolute privilege getting to be behind the headset for this so far. It's been a lot of fun calling this game and a half to this point, and, I think it's only going to continue getting better.
Yeah. Skill level is going to get a bit higher as finals goes on and semifinals. We're going to see a lot more bigger plays. Hopefully a bit smarter with the Frisbee, but as the heat goes on, as I've been saying and I've been parroting the entire day, it's going to get harder for these athletes who are giving it their all on the field.
And it's games like these that, as a fan of the sport, it keeps you engaged, it keeps you entertained. As we see the pull there, and now Nitro will begin possession of the disc. And it comes out to Alexis Shen. Shen gets a lateral pass through, and she'll get it to Adelie Hoy.
I believe a travel has been called by the Vortex player.
Yeah, very much. I think Vortex called for the travel, but it's going to stay with Nitro. Hoy gets the pass through. She'll get this one through to Sage Millen. Millen drops it back to Adelie Hoy. Now to Millen. Millen tries to throw long, but instead goes for the drop pass. And we'll see they're calling for it as Maria Darwoon. But instead it's dropped back here to Alexis Shen. Shen goes to the forehand, tries to get a long huck through, but it's intercepted. And now Vortex will go, a long huck down the other way. Here's the chance, and it's caught. What a play.
Wow.
Vortex's number 4 is on fire. Back-to-back scores for the Vortex women, and they've tied the game at 7. That has to be remarkable. That has to be up there for perhaps one of the plays of the tournament.
Wow.
You are speechless.
Wow. I mean, as a coach, you try to teach that. You try to teach them the fast breaks. You try to say, you get that disc, take a quick peek upfield, see if there's anything there. And sometimes, the players don't really respond to that. They don't really understand what you mean. But plays like that are just incredible. Absolute crucial recognition to see a streaking player, the absolute confidence to, open up the shoulders and cork out a backhand huck straight into space for the running receiver who didn't even need to jump, just straight into the breadbasket. That was possibly the best play I've seen all tournament so far.
Yeah, that was incredible to say the least. And, I mean, just the fact that she was able to get that far. I believe that was actually Madison Pancho who was able to complete not one but 2 plays such as that. Absolutely incredible. To get that far and not draw, she did draw the major defensive coverage, but the defense was too slow in getting back.
Yeah, just excellent placement on that huck. Putting it right into the breadbasket of the receiver, and all you can do is just watch at that point.
So we shall now see as Nitro will look to respond. They had a 7-5 lead at one point as well, Justin, and now this game's coming to a 7-7 score. But to your point, as we kind of, keep on going with the time going on, and as we approach the end of the clock, with this game going the way it has gone, we may very much be at a next point win scenario.
Yeah, soft cap will go on maybe during this point, which just means whoever scores will get +1 to the score cap. So if soft cap does go on to this point, it will be a game to 9.
Oh, very much. And I mean, that is sometimes, like I say, it's the sport of this sport of ultimate. It has its own uniqueness. And of course, one of the things that, I personally really like as well is players, it's self-officiated. Players call the fouls and violations themselves. If there's no agreement, you just simply replay. You replay the point.
Yeah, it teaches a lot of life skills, teaches you to have a conversation with someone who you are opposing, but you don't want to be too rude against them. It really helps just work on the people skills that, sports really bring out of people.
And there's a long backhanded throw, and that ends up right down the middle as Nitro's number 14, Maria Darwoon, has it.
I see a little bit of a power line coming out of this Vortex squad. A couple of their key players, Segismundo, Atkinson. Let's see if they can get a break here and really turn up the momentum and push the game towards them.
Here's Sage Millen for the Nitro women. Millen drops that one back to Adelie Hoy. Hoy dropped it to Alexis Shen. Now back to Adley Hoy at the right side. Hoy goes for the forehand throw. It's complete. Gets it through to Sage Millen. Back to Adley Hoy. The Nitro are moving pretty quickly here. Adley Hoy has it. Oh, the markers are counting. She has to get the pass through. They were calling for the, they were calling for the stall count there, but I think didn't get to 10. Here is Sage Millen. She'll drop it back to Alexis Shen. Now to Adley Hoy. Hoy, again, has to make a quick decision here as the markers are counting. Instead, goes for the drop pass. It ends up back here into the hands of Alexis Shen. Shen goes to the overhand, and that is incomplete.
That quick movement that worked for Nitro earlier a couple points ago, they don't really seem to be doing right now.
So Vortex will take back possession here as it's into the hands of Sofia Segismundo. She's worked her magic in the first half. Can she do it again here as Segismundo stepped 1 foot out of
she wants the deep here.
Yes, very much. Segismundo goes long, and that to the other end of the field, but it's incomplete. And I mean, as time is ticking down here, Justin, teams they're going to want to take the chances. So here is Maria Darwoon. Darwoon goes for the drop pass, drops it back here to Alexis Shen. Shen trying to move the disc. The marker is right up there. Look at the defense there by Amy Zhu, I believe that is.
And I believe a foul called by Shen. But
yeah, there may have been slight contact there, to your point. As that was Maya Hartzman's playing elite defense there for Vortex. But Maria Darwoon will take this now for the Nitro women. So Darwoon will just go for a drop pass here and sent back to Alexis Shen. And I think we have a call that they're contesting.
Not sure what this one could be. Maybe just a violation. Maybe they started to play without everyone being ready here.
So Nitro will take the disc. Here's Alexis Shen. Time continuing to tick away here in this one. Shen sends it to Kiera Lee. Lee now out to the far side. Lateral passes here from Nitro are getting through. Taking a bit time was Alexis Shen to Sage Millen as Millen's able to get the contact and stays with the disc. Millen now sends it back to her right side. Nitro's looking to move the disc here. As working off of the screen, it ends up now to the far side of the field. A pass drop back by Adley Hoy. Comes out of the near side. Sage Millen gets it. Millen sends it forward, and it's incomplete as Alexis Shen is unable to pick it up. Vortex will now get this one back. Here's Dana Van Ooyen. Van Ooyen for Vortex. Sends it forward to Manleen Thaliwal. Thaliwal tries to go to the end zone, and that's blocked down by Nitro.
I believe a foul called by that Vortex player saying, I believe she said her heel was clipped when she was trying to jump for the disc, perhaps affecting her catching ability there. She's not able to focus on the catch if she's being bumped in the air.
So, hey, I see some of the Dino players here coming to our sidelines as well. Keep in mind, this is the team who the winner of this matchup will play, so perhaps doing some early scouting.
Yeah, Dino has been very dominant this entire tournament here. I don't believe they had a team score more than 5 points on them the entire tournament. And then if they play their Nitro team, that is their B team, so obviously a bit of a mental dominance over them. And then if they're not, they play Vortex, then Vortex would have their work cut out for them, but definitely possible with the star power that Vortex has.
So 7-7 is the score. And they're taking a little bit of time here to discuss this one.
Yeah, and soft cap has gone off, so the game will go to 9 now. So if Vortex is able to score this one, they will get the downwind point to win the game, and they get a short field turn.
Yeah, a turnover here forced by Vortex, as Vortex will now take the disc. As this one ends up back out near the end zone, and it's intercepted as Vortex was unable to get it back. But you see Nitro immediately is going for the long huck as the Cutters were heading back down the other way. Dana Van Ooyen unable to pick it up as Nitro's looking to move this one back. It ends up dropped back to Adley Hoy, and now ends up out to the far side. There's a catch, a beautiful one-handed catch onto Sage Millen. Millen has this one back. We heard an air horn of some sorts. Sage Millen has it back at the far side. She'll look to send an overhand pass that is incomplete. So now getting it back will be Vortex. As we'll see what Vortex can perhaps try to do. As they'll go for a long huck. It ends up right to the right field. It's caught. A two-handed catch. Now to the end zone. And it is caught. A 1-2 play there by Dana Van Owen. That's who else but Sofia Segismundo. As Semiamu Secondary's finest is able to buy Vortex the point.
And the horn did go off, which means that was soft cap. So I believe it is a game to 9. Unless...
Yeah, Segismundo was able to get the point there. So, I mean, we're looking at what happened. Is that game? I think that might be game.
I think that might be game. They seem to be huddling up like it's game.
You and I both thought that there was perhaps they were playing to the soft cap, but perhaps maybe it was just the one extra point.
Yeah, it could be hard cap, which just means the next point is the last point.
Yeah, so I think that's game.
Yes, that is game. Congratulations to Vortex. They move on to semifinals, who will play Dino in another rematch of a Misfit Cup semifinals here.
What a comeback here by Vortex, who were down 7-5 at one point. They come back and score 3 straight to win this one 8-7, Justin. Incredible.
Yep, that game it's all hard at that point, just winning, coming back, being down 2 points several times in multiple different areas of the game. Early in the beginning and even later at the end, they clawed back and won this game.
Oh, very much. I mean, it was an incredible game, a very tight-knit contest right from the very start now to the very end. Before we put a bow on this one, Justin, your final thoughts on the game?
Excellent game. Excited to commentate more, and I'm off to go coach my own team. So if you hear me a little bit sad in the next commentating booth or the next commentating game I'm in, then you know the result.
Oh, my friend, it was a pleasure to share the booth with you for the first time today. I'm sure that we'll get to do it a bit more later on today, folks. 8-7 is the final score as the Vortex's women's team is able to defeat the Nitro women's team. Vortex punches their ticket to the women's semifinal going on at 1:30 local time later today. And so it should be an incredible matchup there between two very talented teams. So before we sign off, we'd like to inform you that this has been the BCUC live stream presented by Vancouver Ultimate. Find Ultimate programs for all ages and skills across Metro Vancouver at VUL.ca. Vancouver Ultimate would like to thank their preferred apparel provider, VC Ultimate. Find all high-quality apparel, discs, and accessories for yourself or equip your team with custom gear at VCUltimate.com. Vancouver Ultimate would also like to thank Friction Gloves and London Pub and the team that makes this broadcast happen. Consider making a tax-deductible donation to Vancouver Ultimate to support youth programs across Metro Vancouver at VUL.ca/donate. Now, for Justin Luna, this is your Garage Lolly saying so long from Surrey's Newton Athletic Park. I'll be back at the top of the hour with the Open semifinal. That is coming up next. Thanks so much for tuning in. And like I said, lots more great BC Ultimate action coming your way. Good day from Surrey's Newton Athletic Park.